right, fans, here we go on WCW Monday Nitro. Come out. Look at the faces, more determined. Look at the floor. Football up tonight. Nothing like being at Monday Nitro Live. Can you imagine the feeling, the fans seeing this event live tonight in Cincinnati, knowing that they're going to see Nash and Hogan together against Goldberg and Ric Flair. An uneasy alliance, I think we can say, between Goldberg and Flair based on the exchange we saw in the ring earlier on.
You talk about a main event tag team matchup with star power. This is it. I haven't run through the number of heavyweight championships, but just looking at Flair, Hogan, Goldberg, and Kevin Nash, there has to be something like 30 title reigns among these four competitors. And there's the man who is the current champion, the Nature Boy, 14-time champion, as well as full-time president of our organization, World Championship Wrestling.
And Mike, the belt still fits around the waist of the Nature Boy.
Well, of course it does. Let me say this about being together, being cohesive, being a group. Wolfpack came out together, looking solid as a group. Flair and Goldberg, apparently a couple of separate entrances here. So I don't know if you can read anything into that or not.
Well, everyone in this sport wants what that man's wearing. That gold belt around his waist.
And nobody wants it more than the other three competitors that are involved in this tag team main event.
You're dealing with the champion, and you're dealing with the president of WCW.
And for the first time in his illustrious career, you're dealing with one and the same. He's been the champion when there have been other presidents.
I don't think there ever has been a world champion who was also president of our organization. You, Tony?
Not that I recall.
In my years, this is another first. But here comes the man! Over 20,000 strong, they're chanting.
We see him walk out and how people adore him and they chant his name. And we still many times as fans, promoters, announcers have to stop and think that it's only his second year of wrestling. How good is this guy going to be?
Sky's the limit.
On the other yesterday at ABC television, gentlemen, start your engines in that big Atlanta 500. He's in demand all over the world, this man right here. I'm sure it's exciting to be watching him come in, knowing he's going to put his hands on you.
But we know one thing, there's a dented locker someplace here at the First Star Arena in Cincinnati.
Goldberg and Ric Flair, Hogan and Nash, the four biggest names in our sport, are in there together in a tag team spectacular, and look who the referee is. Second big-time assignment in a row for Charles Robinson, the man at the center of controversy last night.
And I would think that Ric Flair probably has something to do with the officiating assignments for tonight as well.
Of course he does.
He's the president. He's getting orders already.
You start the match.
No. He did start the match. Did he ever start the match? This has never happened. He just gorilla press slammed his own tag team partner.
Think of the egos that are in that ring, gentlemen.
So Flair starts the match, and Kevin Nash wasting no time, dropping Flair in the side salt up.
Kevin Nash, the best big man in sports today.
Tags in Hogan. And Hollywood Hogan. Who wrestled such a great match last night. Who gave it his all against Flair. You got to give both men a lot of credit. It was a great cage match. Flair wins, and Flair goes down in a big foot from Big Sexy.
And look at Hogan follow up the advantage. Immediately out to the floor.
Flair's head hits the top of the steel. And now Hogan just measuring Flair, those long reaches. Rolls Flair back in. And Flair calmly goes to the eyes.
I'd take Goldberg and get out of there. Take a little breather.
He's trying to go up. I thought he was trying to get out, but he's trying to go up top. Hogan catches. Hogan sends Ric Flair all the way down. And runs over Flair. Again. How about this? And Flair.
Out of desperation.
Boy, you're not kidding. Tags in Goldberg.
Oh, it's going to get good, guys.
The fans sense it. You can hear the anticipation. Look at this crowd. Everybody's on their feet.
Points towards Nash. But he's got Hogan first. You're right, Mike. They're standing in every seat in this sold-out four-star center.
We're standing.
Hogan drives Goldberg down. How about that? Goldberg blocks the attempt at a vertical suplex.
Not tonight.
And he just blocks him. And Hogan popped back up. And down goes Goldberg.
Goldberg pops back up.
Turn around, Hogan.
And down goes Hogan. What an exchange that was.
What a Nitro.
You can see the look at Hogan in the face of Goldberg. Almost a smile crossing either man's face that time. As they both popped up from a move and shot each man back down.
Now you talk about the hatred and the egos in that ring. But think of there's gotta be a respect. Four of the biggest.
Get it over!
Right now. The biggest right in that ring.
Hollywood Hogan, after a couple of knee lifts, pounds the head of Goldberg. The man who's been so impervious to pain, he's trying to shake that turnbuckle smash off. Runs him over the other side. Forehead firmly on the turnbuckle. Repeatedly. Then he put on the brakes.
He's had enough.
Not kidding. And now there goes Hogan. Once again, of all these attributes, the fact that you can't hurt the man, I think is number one. You just can't hurt Goldberg.
He dents lockers with that forehead. The top turnbuckle is not going to hurt him.
I'm glad I retired.
So are we. Side of the head.
I wouldn't want to be in there.
Hogan put the brakes on as Goldberg tried to whip him in, but Goldberg just trying to physically yank him off the top rope. Hogan held on nicely. And that one hurt Goldberg. You notice that? That rocked his head back. But he
Too hurt to me.
came back and he blocked it.
Like you said, I don't think the guy feels anything.
I think he does, but I think he quickly shakes it off.
It doesn't last.
He gets stamped on either side that time.
They sandwiched him.
Are you
Nash from
coming?
the apron.
Are you coming or going? Yes.
Nash with a lot of intensity in the face of Goldberg. Looks at face of Big Big Sexy has stepped this up a notch.
I told you I saw his eyes earlier.
And now he senses that he can go for the kill with Goldberg.
Well, he's beaten him before.
Well, I think a lot of this stems from the back elbow. The fact there was so much made, and rightfully so, that the fact that Nash had to use Scott Hall in the stun gun to beat Goldberg. Then maybe he's thinking in his own mind that, hey, I can beat the man without the stun gun, and I want to prove it. And that may have been the reason behind the intensity of Kevin Nash right there. Just a guess, maybe wrong, but you never know. Hogan with a great series of moves here. Pair of elbow drops. Charles Robinson goes down, and a 2 count.
They've certainly turned this intensity level up.
And I don't think there was any question, we even touched on this when they came into the ring, that Hogan and Nash are working very well as a team.
And you can't say the same about Goldberg and Flair.
Not at all. Both men with a big foot. Goldberg goes down. Goldberg, he just comes back.
And that's well over 300 pounds, guys.
That is absolutely amazing.
He picked him up with his legs.
That is amazing.
Oh! Making no effort to tag.
That's right.
The Nature Boy Ric Flair.
When you think he should. 1, 2.
You wonder, can he beat them both by himself?
But in a tag team match, you need to rely on your opponent.
You sure do.
Goldberg caught in no man's land now. These two giant men. 4 men in the ring. All 4 men have been the world champion within the last year. Now Hogan. Running it back. And Goldberg tried to roll up. Didn't have enough, though. Hogan covers. And a 1 count.
Think of that. When's the last time you saw 4 ex-world and 1 present world champion in the ring at one time? On television, on Nitro. This is great.
And the focus, of course, of all men, the world title. That's what brought them all together tonight for this world, for this tag team match. Goldberg now. One would think would try to get over, make a tag, but he blows right by Flair and runs over Nash with a right-handed lariat. No attempt to bring the world champion in at all. There's your great equalizer. He hops up from this. Unfazed, he'll be superhuman.
Is he going to go for the tag now?
Well, he gets to his feet, and that's an amazing feat. Here comes Hogan back in. Goldberg hits. Hogan hits Goldberg. And Goldberg doubles over again. That's in the throat. Now cutting off the wind supply. Shoulder drives Hogan away.
Makes no effort to go for the tag.
Ric Flair clapped his hands together as if to make the tag sound, but there was no tag made.
And look at the referee. He says he's insisting. I heard the tag.
Oh, first Flair made that sound and clapped his hands together. Goldberg said absolutely not. The argument goes on, and Flair chops Hogan.
And Hogan can't feel it. Look at that. I've seen that before.
Hollywood's hooking up.
Oh, Nature Boy.
He blocked it. And the fans are with him on it. Flair goes down. Goldberg's mad. And Goldberg goes down. Big foot.
Oh! Right in the chops.
Hogan. He's going to put the big leg.
Oh, right in the mouth. You're being jailed for a month.
Charles Robinson, he's not counting.
He won't count. He shook his head no. He shook his head no, and he could have pinned Flair. Hogan. Next. Charles Robinson.
Well, that's for you, Mr. Robinson.
Meanwhile,
Look who's in the ring.
Goldberg is ready to spear him.
yes, he is.
Well, he had him measured.